Dear students, this lecture series, which is going to be held today as part of induction program, is the first lecture series meant for our students that is mainly designed and is one of the innovative ideas of our dynamic principal, Professor Sri Ganesh, as a part of Anushodhana and Anusandhan. This is the first lecture series, and this series is mainly about the history and vision of Usmania University. Now I request Dr. C.S. Swati ma'am to introduce our guest, Mrs. Anuradha Reddy ma'am.
So, good morning to one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce to you a famous personality today. Dr. Anuradha Reddy Madam is a member of Governing Council, INTEC, New Delhi. She is co-convener of INTEC Telangana and also convener of INTEC Hyderabad chapter. She has edited many books, and one of the things she is now doing is INTEC Heritage Annual. She is also curator of exhibitions on Indian aviation. She has worked as the former president of Society for Preservation of Environment and Quality of Life, which is a very famous organization in dealing with preservation of different aspects. So she's also the former convener of Lakes and Water Bodies Committee. So her interests are in photography, archaeology, travel writing, research on history of Deccan. So it is really very grateful for her to accept our invitation and come here today. And very heartening to know that Madam is a multilingual person. She knows English, French, German, Telugu, Hindi, Tamil. Really, truly a multilingual person we have today. And she's also traveled a lot of countries. So it is really our pleasure to have you here, ma'am. And being one of the speakers, we are looking forward for your talk, ma'am. Thank you for coming, ma'am.
Thank you for all those kind words. There's one thing they forgot to tell you. I'm an old girl of Usmania University. And I'm probably the oldest girl here of Usmania University. My first memory of Arts College is when I was 5 years old, because I got my first bicycle at that time. My mother used to play badminton for Hyderabad State, and she used to run from Walkertown at that time, which is now Padmarao Nagar, over the hill, which there were no buildings. So she used to run over this Skandagiri temple and the fields and all that, and I used to accompany her on the cycle. So my connection to this wonderful building is that. And subsequently, of course, no visitor came to Hyderabad without us bringing them to see Arts College and Usmania University. So the one more introduction in the basement, which today we don't have. They made wonderful samosas. There was a canteen. There was a State Bank of Hyderabad. And I went to college actually at Women's College, University, Koti. Also very historic. We look forward to taking walks. We ask Ganesh sir to help us to organize some heritage walks also with the young students. And we want all of you to come because we will learn together history. Now we talked about language. Language is not learned always by studying it. Language is learnt by hearing it. And I am what is called a Mulki Hyderabadi, which means I was born when it was still Hyderabad state. And we had several official languages. We had Marathi, Kannada, Telugu, Urdu, and English as a working language. In Usmania University that we are standing today in Arts College, it was started as the first Indian language of the country. We were associated with Madras University, and the education was always only in English at that time. My parents were from Nizam College, my father also, my mother, and their exams were conducted by Madras University. So the fact that we had an Indian language, an Urdu, and English as a using official language is a great advantage to all of us. We have here Adnan Bhai, who is a wonderful ghazal singer. He sings beautifully in Urdu. So it is something that we can all appreciate, and that's why language is so important to all of us, because today all you young people are going to go forward in life looking for jobs, other opportunities. So this is where language becomes So important for all of you. We are not living at home anymore. We are living in other places. We are living in other. So this is one of the great advantages for us today. You young people are not going to stay all the time in your houses or your villages or your ancestral places. You are traveling all over the world, all over the country, and therefore for you it's very important. If you cross the border into today what is called Maharashtra, it was called Marathwada of Hyderabad state. We had Kannada being spoken in the Raichur area, which is today in Karnataka, which was part of Hyderabad state. When we come to the archaeology of the area, the history in the archaeology, it is a combination of all these people that have stayed here and worked together and learnt and shared a life. When Sajjad talks about the architecture of the building, I don't know if he will refer to it, but I was present on an occasion when my father, who was a student of Nizam College, Hyderabad Civil Service, from the Nizamabad area, he was a young person, and I believe this was the time when Arts College was being designed for us. I will not go into those details because Sajjad will talk about it. My father said, when the first sketches were shown to Nizam Usman Ali Khan, the seventh, he made a comment and he said, I don't see Hyderabad. And they were puzzled because they didn't understand what does it mean, I don't see Hyderabad. He then made a comment that part of Hyderabad state was actually Ajanta and Ellora, which is today in Maharashtra, which is a UNESCO recognized World Heritage Site, but was looked after by Hyderabad State Archaeology, and the first director in 1914 was Dr. Ghulam Yazdani. So, when Sajjad shows you the architectural details, you will see what it means when we're talking about Buddhist, Hindu, and Jaina architecture that is part of Ajanta and Ellora today, which we will see in the building. This is a way of bringing people together, a sense of belonging, a sense that it is our building. It is the same thing with language. When we all speak, when we grew up in Hyderabad, we grew up with people who spoke all languages. So they did not feel that we are not part of this. They felt that we are together. We also had people from Kerala and from Tamil Nadu contributing to the development of Hyderabad. Doctors, engineers, so many people, which is what has brought us to a state today that we are here in the city. As soon as we get this fixed, I will start my presentation. Okay, so the first slide I am showing is actually a part of the invitation which Ganesh sir has been kind enough to allow us to be part of this history, because that you are in an induction program and that is the first one here is history also. It is introducing you to the college and it is sharing. So with a very brief introduction as to what is INTAC. INTAC is Indian National Trust for Art and Cultural Heritage. We are nationally registered. We have a chapter here in Telangana and also in Hyderabad. And one of the things we do is awareness about ancient history, architecture, and wonderful buildings like this, and protection. And we do heritage walks, we do awareness creation. So please, on the internet, look up INTAC. You look up INTAC Hyderabad, you will find a lot of information. The second picture is Sajjad Shahid, who is here also. And Sajjad and I have working together. So then we go quickly to women. Why are we here in this space? I am showing you visuals of this very beautiful lady, Chandabai Malaka, who was a daughter of a soldier who abandoned her mother and left her with this beautiful girl. She grew from babyhood because she grew up with her elder sister. She was taken and in the care of her elder sister who brought her up. Now the background is the words we use are courtesan, dancing girl, singer, musician. It is not in any way disrespectful. It is not. It is only showing that as a woman, as a child, as a girl, what are the heights that we can raise ourselves to? How do we take advantage of this education? how do we bring ourselves to another level? So this is a perfect example of that. She grew up with her sister. She then learnt, because the mother also traveled with a group of musicians, and she did not have a normal childhood until she came to her sister's care. She taught herself to write, to read, singing, dance. Because today, when we go to a Bharatanatyam performance, we must also know that Bharatanatyam at one time they were trying to actually suppress it and remove it because they said it is a form of Devadasi dancing. We must remember it is an art form. Music, dance, art, anything is actually an art. So this is how she perfected herself. These two scripture images you can see, wearing a costume of the time. Here Chandabai Malaka is sitting here. She is singing. He is Rao Rambha Nimbalkar. He was an official Nawab in the Nizam army of that period. All of them were very, very culturally aware. I am showing you Chandabai dancing. The miniatures are all contemporary of that period. In a garden, and all of these images show you also the architecture of the region. They talk about natural light, natural ventilation, which today has become so important for us. Today, you see, this is open. We are now worried about sitting in enclosed spaces and breathing in front of each other, sitting next to each other. So we are lucky that we have this wonderful space with trees and open air and windows that we can open, halls of this height. So much space around us. And I must tell you, the benches are the very same that were made when the college was first set up, which talks about the kind of craft, the kind of wood that was there, and the kind of commitment that has made these benches last all these years. This is a point also we need to think of, that we are not destroying unnecessarily. This is the position she enjoyed, because in Hyderabad state, she was part of the British Residency Koti. She was talking to ministers, she was talking to officials, she was sharing policy, she understood political thought, and she had her own processions. You can see she's traveling by, what is it? Palki in Telugu, what is the Hindi word? Palki only. Palki. And this is a procession showing her traveling. She's sitting on a hillside, and the Nizam is here in the front of the picture. See, these are the French army that was here. Monsieur Rimo. We have the tomb in Musaram Bagh. Musaram Bagh is actually Monsieur Rimo. We could not pronounce Monsieur Rimo, so we made it Musaram, or we made it Musarahim. And this is where the French encampment was. And in the front of this picture, just behind the white flag with red uniforms, that is a French regiment that converted the Hyderabad army into a regular army here. So we had a lot of modern inventions here at that time. And she was always part of all these things. She was consulted. She left in her lifetime. There is something called Nampally Girls' School next to the station. So her residence she donated to women's education. I was very sad to go and see the last structure being demolished the other day. So this is the kind of focus that she got when we look at where she came from and to what height she reached, what effort she must have made. It may not have been easy for her as a woman to come to this position. And these pictures we are showing you is at Maulali. This is her tomb. Chandabai Malaka is buried there. We will do a walk also with permission of Sir. And she and her mother are both buried in this place at the foothill of Maulali. This is her tomb also. Sajjad was involved with the restoration and conservation of this place. And so we are actually coming now to Osmania University. Sir Akbar Hydari, Prime Minister of Hyderabad State. And in 1917, they were not happy with the situation of education here. So they proposed that there should be a university set up with Urdu and also with English. They were not happy to follow the European style of education. So Sir Ross Masood, who was the first principal, was sent to Japan to study an Eastern educational style to see whether it is suitable for us. He came back with lots of ideas because they recognized also that we need to have our own culture and we need to develop our own system of education, while we also had originally. Now we are looking at Patrick Geddes in India. This gentleman was an urban planner. He was Scottish, and he had been doing a lot of work in India, urban planning of the various cities. And you will see on this in the bibliography that he has worked in Balrampur, in Baroda, in Calcutta, in Colombo, in Dhaka, in Indore, in Kapurthala, in Lahore, in Lucknow, and several other places, in Madras. And he was then in Nagpur, in Patiala. And this is when the Nizam came to know that he was doing this kind of work in the country. And he wanted him to come here to identify a proper site for Osmania University. When he came to Hyderabad, he offered him the whole of the city and he said, "You choose." I believe he visited and selected several sites, but finally he came here and he said, "This is the best place." I'm not going into so much detail, but he selected this site because he said the topography is wonderful. Buildings should be constructed on certain heights. There are lakes, there are channels for water, and there is open space where we can develop and build other things. So Patrick Geddes came here. Recently we had an exhibition also, one which we had also at Osmania University, and earlier than that in the State Art Gallery, where we portrayed a lot of his work on Osmania University. Now for this generation who doesn't know what is Hyderabad State, I am showing a map of 1927. This is Hyderabad State, Aurangabad at one side, Rachur on the south, almost on the border of Vijayawada, all of these areas was Hyderabad State. So just for you to understand, now we come to this gem which Sajjad will tell us about. It is a result of travel, of planning, of thinking, and details Sajjad will tell us. Does anybody know which building this is? Anybody here, young people, or anybody knows which building this is? Yes, who is telling us? This is the B hostel, no? B hostel on the hill. When you come past the police station, opposite it, on top of the hill is this building. So I am making this point because I am showing a few examples to show the kind of architecture that we have in our university today and how much you need to be aware. So next time you go past the police station, please look right. Wonderful building. There is another hostel, A hostel, which I am not showing today. Behind the A hostel is the original crane truck which carried granite for the construction of several structures here. I request Ganesh sir to please help us to bring it and put it somewhere where we can appreciate it. There was also a railway line that came directly from Secunderabad station, I think through Sitapal Mandi or Arts College, I'm not sure where. It used to come behind the chemistry block. And when I was a child, I have seen some tracks and all that. These trains were made specially to bring building material here for this construction. So this is the kind of history and commitment that we see. This building also, does anybody know? Also made for us just down the road. So next time, please, all of you take a nice walk. Canteens, hostels, full of open air, ventilation, comfort, trees all around. I can say, you know where it is, Babu? Telsu kada? So next time you please go and look. I'm just showing a few examples. Incidentally, I speak Telugu also, in very Telangana Telugu, because my origins are Warangal, Nizamabad, Mahbub Nagar, Hyderabad, all of this. So I speak a very Dakhni Telugu, the origins of which are in Dakhni Urdu, which are finally in Persian. Many words we use in Persian are used in our Telugu today. Now this is a stamp that was released in 1937 for the silver jubilee of the Nizam the 7th, Mir Usman Ali Khan Sahab. You will see that there is a dome in this. This is the original sketch that was presented to him. I believe this is what my father told me at that point, that where is Hyderabad. I will be showing you another. Now this is something that brings us to very local. Chandabai The hostel in FLU, which I know as CFIL, Central Institute for English and Foreign Languages, today you call it FLU. The ladies' hostel is named after Chandabai Malaka. And I'm coming to that. And in the foyer, in the building entrance, there is this wonderful portrait of her with her history. So we are recognizing again and again women's role in this. This is the hostel, the ladies' hostel. In that precinct also there is a wonderful well which is part of her Jagir Adigmet, and there are several structures. No, this is a later stamp. You will see, recognize it as today's Arts College. The dome has disappeared. The lower floor is Ajanta Ellora. We now see Hyderabad over here. So this is showing the thinking of the man that when he looked at it, he said, I don't see Hyderabad. Now we see Hyderabad. Arts College was recognized in postal history. First day covers. This one is in 76. These two are from 69. This is a map showing the area of Osmania University. The kind of open area, the land we have, what we should value, and how we should remain healthy in this space. This is the dome. Not many people have seen. When you go upstairs, I know it's locked. We came to do an inspection last year because we are very concerned also about our buildings. When I use the word our, we mean our. You are going to have to say our. Yeah? People who say our in English will say mana in Telugu. In Urdu, you will say hamara. Because you will then become an owner. And an owner protects his, but throws away what is not his. So I want all of you to become owners. In my walks every day, I see that people are not putting posters on the walls. We are seeing the building in its original beauty, the way it was built. So this is what makes us all owners. This is what will make us protect. It doesn't matter if you came from Adilabad or Bombay or wherever you came from. You must be from different areas, no, students? When you come here, you become an owner. You start being a protector of all our heritage. So this is the dome on top. Beautiful construction, it's on top. And when you go up there, you look around and you see the rest of the city, which is a lot of concrete. But when you look at Osmania University, you see green. We have a wonderful lake and landscape gardens. We have all kinds of adventures. We have a botany department. We have a garden, Sajad? We give an award? Herbal. Land. No. Udhar science block ke samne ka award diye na? No. In front of the zoology, botany block and all that, there are two beautiful gardens, herbal and all kinds of things. And in the gates, you will see fossils. You go and look at the gate posts. Botanical gardens, 2-3 things are there before landscape. And on the gate post, you will see fossils. So when you're walking, you will actually then start seeing history of other sciences. So this is the kind of gift that we have here. I want all of you to be aware of this. That you are the owners. If you are seeing people throwing garbage, help. If you are seeing people spit, try and encourage them not to. And protect. I know we love to go to historical places and write on that saying Ramlu loves Lakshmi. If we find a tree, we put a heart and an arrow. We don't want to say I love somebody. Let us love in our heart. Let us love in our mind. Let us not love on the wall. I know one place when they did some restoration work in Charminar, because we are allowed to climb up into all the towers and all that over there. After they had done the repairs, the next time round, 2 things happened. One fellow jumped off. So I suggest we don't jump off that building. It's beautiful. It's better to stand at the base and look. Much better. Because then if you get some wrong ideas, maybe you will think it's so beautiful, I want to come again next Sunday, I won't jump. And the other thing we found again, people writing, I love this or that or whoever it is. We don't want. We love. So with some of these things, I just want to share that all of us are together in this. I'm happy this is the first induction program. I thank Ganesh sir for letting us be here. I particularly thank Najaf Ali Bhai Sahab. It's his grandfather who has given us this gift of the university. I would also like to point out there are people who said, oh, the Nizam built it. The Nizam built it. Who did he build it for? Anybody here likes to guess who he built it for? Who did he build it for? He built it for our parents, our grandparents. And now who is the owner? Anybody here wants to say who is the owner of this university now? Let's put our hands up. Everybody is an owner. So it puts a huge duty and responsibility upon us as owners. So with this, I'm really very happy to be here. I'm happy that I'm younger than all of you. Because it is this energy that keeps my knees working. I have a Golconda knee. I'll tell you why it's called a Golconda knee. I took architecture students to study the natural water systems in Golconda Fort, because we have them here as well. And in that time, in the Qutub Shahi period, they had freshwater channel and used water channel. Today our lakes have everything. Today our lakes have all kinds in it. But in the Golconda period, in the Qutub Shahi period, they built freshwater and used water channels with sand filters. Very deep, very narrow. So I had taken architecture students to study this system. And in my enthusiasm, normally I jump over these things. So one of my friends who had had a knee replacement said, you're very careless, you jump. So walk on something. So on that one occasion, I put my foot on a stone and we all fell into the channel. So these are some of the things that talk about how strong our heritage structures are. What kind of material has been used. And if we destroy, we are doing an environmental damage because we're destroying then at one time, and then when we replace, we're destroying a second time. Plus, I have seen in many places that workmanship cannot be repeated. So with these few words, I thank, of course, where is Lavanya? Can't see you. Lavanya ma'am, and where is Anupama over there? And of course, Arjun Rao sir, and Anjaya Garu, who is somewhere. I just want to say throughout this almost 2 years of this horrible situation of pandemic, we have been having online lectures, walks and interaction. And it has certainly helped me to go through this period. And I'm sure many students that we have worked with, engineering and architecture, have also benefited from that. Because it has freed us from being stuck to unknown situations, to unknown health situations. So it's very important, and it's nice that we are able to sit together like this. And I end my talk with requesting Ganesh sir to please allow us to conduct certain heritage walks and visits, first within the campus area. One, we will go and visit Chandabai also, and we will then go and see Vision of Osmania. And then we will go and see all the science buildings. Because what I find, student who comes to study history only goes to that department. Who goes to chemistry doesn't look anywhere else. Everybody needs to look at everything because it all belongs to us. So with this, I thank all of you very much for helping me.